What's going on, everybody? It's time to do a new type of ranking. It's not really original, but I'm going to rank every movie that I've seen this month, whether I made a review for it or not. Most of these I have not. Um, I'm going to rank them, alright? So every movie that I've checked out this month, I'm going to rank them from least favorite to most favorite, as always. So that's how people do it. Maybe one of these days I'll do best to worst, just to kind of change things up. But I got 22 here, and some of these I have reviews for already out, or maybe I do, yeah. And some of these I don't have reviews out for, but I've been watching at least one movie every single day. You know that if you follow my Instagram, but most of you don't, and I don't blame you. I got 22 here, and some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions because I saw them for the second time, but it was like so long since I saw them before that it was like basically a first time watching it again. Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, American Psycho. Those were like first time viewings for a second time. And I still don't, no, what was it? No, it's called Big Trouble in Little China. I saw that, but that's not really a horror movie, so that's an honorable mention. But that was my first time viewing. So here are the 22 movies. Very quick, just so you know what movies I'm ranking here. I got The Witch, Return of the Living Dead, Dog Soldiers, High Tension, The Faculty, Intruder, Blood Diner, Mimic, In the Mouth of Madness, Killer Party, Stung, Fright Night, the remake, Initiation, Mutilator, Splatter University, Madman, Don't Go in the House, Slumber Party Massacre 2, House and Sorority Row, Waxwork, Basket Case, and finally Hell Night. Those are the movies I will be ranking. Alright, what was my least favorite? And this has nothing to do with, like, what's the better made movie? It's pure entertainment. Which one would I watch again the soonest? Which one would I want to avoid the most? 22 is Splatter University, and I'm not going to give a full-on review for every single one of these. I don't want this to be like a 1 hour video. This will take forever if I go into depth about why it's at the number it's at. I'm just going to tell you the title, I'm going to tell you what it's about as quick as I can, and maybe say one thing about it, and that's it. So, Splatter University, that's my 22. It's a very low-budget horror movie. It's a whodunit. It takes place at a university, and it's a killer with a crucifix, and it's fucking boring, very poorly shot and put together, bad editing. It feels like two movies in one. It was shot in like a week, and you can tell. So, moving on, never watching that again. 21, Don't Go in the House. Now, granted, I saw the censored version of this, and I saw the footage online of what I was missing, but it didn't save the film. Like, even if I saw the uncensored version, it wouldn't save the film. This is about, and it's basically a Psycho ripoff-ish, about a guy whose mom is dead, and she abused him as a child, and he wants to take all these women to his house, tie them up, and burn them alive with a flamethrower. And if they catch on fire, that means they're guilty and they're sinful and they're sinners and they deserve it. And if they miraculously don't burn alive naturally, why wouldn't they? Then they're clean, they're good. But of course, everybody he takes home burns alive and dies. So he's like, oh look, they're bad because they're burning. There was this just awful sound in the audio throughout the entire movie that drove me nuts. And that's why I will never watch it again until I get a better Blu-ray, crisp audio version where I don't want to blow my brains out the whole time. There was something wrong with the audio when I was watching it. And the main actor in this movie was horrible. If he was better, like an Anthony Perkins, since they're going for the Psycho type of story, it would work a lot better. So yeah, moving on. Number 20, Mimic. This was by Guillermo del Toro, however you say his name. I don't think this was his first one, but this is a creature feature about giant cockroaches who can mimic people, not fully like The Thing, but they can mimic people, and that's the premise. And I found it to be kind of boring. There's a few stars in the cast. You got like Josh Brolin, but for the most part, I was just tired of watching it. I wasn't into it, and I just don't care for creature features that much. So, moving on. Number 19, we'll go to Dog Soldiers. Some of you are probably shocked that's this low. But yeah, again, it's a creature feature. It's about soldiers in the forest being attacked by a family of werewolves that have these giant wolf heads, but they kind of have like human bodies-ish that I can remember. But the movie just kind of dragged. Like, It's not like it was boring and nothing was happening, but it's just that something was happening so much that it just kind of wore itself thin, and I just didn't care anymore. Like, even though shit was happening on screen, I kind of like checked out. I was like, just get it over with, please, just end. I wasn't into it. Soap McTavish from Modern Warfare 2 and 3 was in there. That was the only thing I liked about it. And there's some gore, but yeah. Moving on, number 18, Hell Night. Just saw this one. This was the last one I watched in January. This has Linda Blair in it, and it's a haunted house slasher, and the killers were uninteresting, and there's cutaway kills, and yeah, just kind of it drug quite a bit, and yeah, moving on, very boring. Number 17, same problem, very boring. Mutilator. The only thing I liked about this movie was the kills, and that's it. Great kills. It's a slasher, a dad who is killing his son's friends because his son, as a child, murdered his wife and his own mom. It's a hilarious accident when you watch it. So yeah, good kills, terrible pace. Didn't care for the characters. They weren't funny. It was just odd. Moving on, number 16, Madman. Again, bad pace, drags for fucking ever, and there's a hilarious hot tub scene with the world's corniest porn type romantic music playing over it. It's hilarious, and it's about a killer madman, Madman Mars. It's a campfire type of camp movie, like a Burning or a Friday the 13th. That type of premise done once again. This was like in 1981 or 82 maybe. So yeah, just slasher in the woods, picking off counselors one by one. That's all you need to know. So Madman, number 16. Number 15 will be, if I can find it. I didn't write these in order. They're all out of order. Where's my 15? There it is. House on Sorority Row. I really like the prank in this movie. I like the jester outfit. But outside of that, there's a lot of problems I have with this film. What's it about? It's about a prank gone wrong. There's a sorority prank done on the house mother. The house mother gets killed, and lo and behold, she has a son that's been hidden in the attic, kind of like Billy in Black Christmas, and he's gonna take revenge out on these stupid bitches one by one. So yeah, okay movie. I just wasn't all that impressed with it. It has some funny moments in it, but the kills, that's where it's lacking. The pace wasn't bad like the other ones. So I think from here on out, the pace is not really a problem. Number 14, we'll go to Killer Party. This is a supernatural slasher. It's about a sorority house once again, and I don't think there was a prank gone wrong in this one, but there is a prank in it. And this one's interesting because it opens up with a movie within a movie slash music video within a movie. It's very odd. It was like Scream 4. So yeah, it's a supernatural slasher. It's Hell Week. There's some killings going on, and you don't know who's doing it. It's a whodunit, and yada yada yada. Moving on, number 13, Stung. This is a creature feature about giant killer wasps. So is it insect movie count? Does that count as a creature feature? I think so, because these things are gigantic and the gore is amazing. When they sting you, it like plants a bug in you and it like bursts out of you. It's awesome. You got Lance Hendrickson in here. You got the little boy from Frailty. And yeah, plenty of good gore and practical effects in it. Number 12 goes to High Tension. This is a French horror film by Alexander Aja, who has done a lot of horror movies since that are amazing. And this is a slasher. It looks like a typical slasher. It has a typical slasher premise of just a random, disgusting looking guy killing people at random, and you don't know his motives. But then at the end, there's a twist that makes the whole movie completely different. You want to watch it again with a new lens, like, what did I miss? It makes you want to go back, and that's always fun. So yeah, 12, High Tension, great twist, worth checking out. If you don't mind reading subtitles, because it's like all in French, some of it's subtitled, and then with like English dubbing, and then the English dubbing goes away, and then it's just all French. It was weird. All right, so number 11 goes to The Witch, the Vvitch. This is a slow burn type of movie, but I never found the pace to be that bad. I really like the attention to detail in it with the outfits and the setting and the way they speak. This guy really researched his shit when he wrote this script. It's about a family that gets banished from their community in England. It's like the 1600s. They move out into the forest. They're building their own farm. And little do they know, there's a witch in the forest, and it's causing their family to break apart. And yeah, other stuff's happening. Don't want to give away too much. Worth checking out. Check out The Witch. Number 10, top 10, baby. Slumber Party Massacre 2. Now, this is nowhere near as good of a made film as The Witch, but then again, I could watch this movie way before The Witch. I would recommend buying The Witch over Slumber Party Massacre 2, but Slumber Party Massacre 2 is just so fucking fun once you get like towards the end and the killer's unleashed with his guitar drill, picking off teenagers one by one. You got girls having a slumber party. There's a guitar driller killer in here. He's breakdancing, getting into song and just dancing on the handrails. It's just zany ass fun. So I can't recommend it enough. Go out and check that on Amazon Prime Video. Yeah, I mean, there's some problems I have with it, and I have a review coming out. It's not the best made movie. You know, there are some flaws, but it's still enjoyable. Where am I? Number 9. Let's see. Shit. In the Mouth of Madness. This is a John Carpenter film, and it's about a guy who is hired to find this missing author who is like a Stephen King. And once he gets to this town, he finds out that this author's books are coming to life. And it's got some cool gore effects here and there. I think the effects were done by Nicotero, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You got Happy Gilmore's mom here. You got Sam Neill. Good cast. Some good creature effects here and there. Very interesting premise. Very unique. Very ambitious. So definitely worth checking out. Number 8, I believe. Yeah. Basket Case. This is a very fun, weird-ass movie, and that's why it's so high. I have a blast with this one. It's about a Siamese twin. His twin and him get separated at birth. No, not birth, like as a kid. And he carries his Siamese twin around in a basket. And they're trying to get revenge on the doctors that separated them without their permission. This was made with like $35,000. Less of a budget than Splatter University, but this movie pulls off way more than that movie. This is actually fun. The characters, the dialogue, it's funny as hell. This isn't a hotel, it's a nut house. I love the guy who runs the hotel. He's just constantly always running up the stairs because there's always something going on. Great movie to check out. I think it's on Tubi, so go out and watch that. Basket Case. And number 7, Initiation. This is another sorority house hell week. You know, we gotta pledge so we can be a part of the group and fit in. I don't get it. I never will. Fuck your sorority. Fuck your fraternity. I ain't joining. There's my spiel on that. I just don't get it. Why is it so popular to join these places? Whatever. Not gonna get into it, but they gotta do this pledge. They gotta break into this department store to do this, and there's a killer on the loose, and you don't know who it is. It's a whodunit. And this whodunit is actually, it's very intriguing. You're constantly wondering if it's this person or that person, and then there's a twist at the end. So check out The Initiation. There's not really much gore in it, but there's some interesting kills. Not creative, but they're interesting. So yeah. Moving on to number 6, I believe. Yep, number 6. The Faculty. This was directed by Robert Rodriguez in the late 90s, written by Kevin Williamson, who made the Scream movies. He wrote those. And this is about aliens that have taken over the school staff, and they plan on taking over everybody eventually. And the students have to get together to stop the teachers. Very cool premise. It's got a lot of fun humor in it. Some tension, but it's mainly not really that serious for the most part. There's some homages to like The Thing and all kinds of other horror movies like Invasion of the Body Snatchers because it's from Kevin Williamson, so you would expect it to be very meta and talk about other movies. So yeah, worth checking out. Good cast in it. You got Elijah Woods, right? Yeah, Elijah Wood, yeah. And then you got the guy from H2O, Josh Hartnett. Yeah. And there's all kinds of people in that movie. Like the guy from Terminator 2, he's in there. Moving on to number 5 is Return of the Living Dead. 2 words. Linnea Quigley. Holy shit. 2 more words. fucking gorgeous. She takes off her top, gets on a tombstone, and starts shaking it, and holy crap, is it arousing as hell. She's naked throughout the whole movie, just walking around butt-ass naked. She's a naked zombie. There's zombies just eating people's brains left and right. It's hilarious. It's got Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th Part 6, and it's just a zombie movie. I don't really need to go into a plot, so that's it. There's zombies. It's fun as hell. Definitely worth checking out. I really enjoyed this one. Number 4, we'll go to the remake of Fright Night. I've had this on my shelf for a long time, and I'm so glad that I finally checked it out. You got Imogen Poots in here from the Black Christmas remake. Oh! And then you got Anton Yelchin, I think that's how you say his name, from Terminator Salvation and Green Room. You know, unfortunately, he's dead. He died a few years ago, and I read that he got crushed by a car or something tragic. Holy crap. So yeah, that sucks, because he's a good actor. This is a very good movie. It's got Toni Collette from Hereditary. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is already getting bonus points for having her, because I love Hereditary so much. And if you're a fan of my channel and you've been following my shit, you know that I love Hereditary. So seeing her was a bonus. And McLovin was in here, and the plot, in case you don't know, it's about a vampire who is the neighbor of Charlie Brewster, and he has to convince his family that their neighbor is a vampire, and yeah, he has to defeat the vampire. I'm not crazy about vampire movies, but this one works for me. I really like it. I really like the original. I prefer the original because of the practical effects. This one has some CGI that's not really needed. I wish they would have just stuck with the practical effects in this one. There's a nice little cameo by Chris Sarandon in here. And yeah, moving on to number 3. Are we at 3 now? Yeah, number 3. Waxwork. This was very surprising. I was not expecting to like this as much as I did. I really dug the concept. It was very interesting and unique. They go to a wax museum, and when they step past the rope, they go past it and they go onto like the set. They actually like time travel and they get sucked into this story. And it has some great gore. You got a werewolf story, and a zombie story. This is like a zombie movie, a werewolf movie, and a vampire movie in one. And it's just freaking awesome. You got Zach Galligan from Gremlins and Hatchet 3, of course. And it's definitely worth checking out. Like, seriously, like, everything from, like, 14 on up is definitely worth checking out. Like, the bottom, like, 6 or 7 were meh. Or just dog shit. So, yeah. Number 2. Where's number 2? Intruder. This was, again, Nicotero and Kurtzman. Their effects in this movie are amazing. This has great gore, great kills. It's a whodunit, but I feel like the mystery of who's doing it is very obvious, so don't go into it thinking that the mystery is going to be very intriguing and you're like, oh my gosh, it could be anybody. No. Whoever you suspect will probably be the killer. And if you look at the marketing and the trailers for this movie, it flat out just tells you. So I thought that was interesting. It's a whodunit slasher. They're in a grocery store, getting picked off one by one in very gruesome ways. So if you're a fan of gore, check out Intruder. Number 1, the movie I had a blast with the most, the one I fucking buy a shirt for immediately because I loved it so much, Blood Diner. This movie is so insane that if I made like a top 5 or top 10 most bizarre, most crazy horror movie ever made list, this would be number 1. Easily top 3 at least, like at the most top 3. Maybe number 1. This movie is so crazy, the acting's bad, some of the effects might be bad, but god, and the writing might be bad, but shit, this movie is fucking fun. You got a talking brain, you got a talking dummy who's supposed to be a real person, but clearly isn't. It's confusing on the first watch, but you kind of accept it later on, like whatever. It's just balls to the wall insane. There's so much crazy shit happening in this movie. There's cannibalism, there's like zombies, there's Hitlers everywhere, there's wrestling. It's just insane. That's the best word to describe Blood Diner, is insane, gratuitous, the nudity, there's so much of it. So I don't want to give away too much. I got a review coming out for it. Check out Blood Diner if you're into wacky, corny, not taking itself serious at all films. this is definitely one to check out. So check out Blood Diner. That is my number one. What did you think about this list? I'm thinking about doing this every single month. And if you want to know what I'm watching every day, you can follow my Instagram because I will keep you posted on what I'm watching. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button, comment below what your ranking of this list would be, what your favorite from this list is, what your worst one is in this ranking. If you thought I was wrong, whatever, I don't care. I can't be wrong. It's an opinion. Go fuck yourself. My opinion. I do not have to defend it. Blood Diner is awesome, and Splatter University is shit. So yeah, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.